you strive for greatness, but you don't know what it actually takes to get there. For me, I think the number one thing is patience times consistency. But for a lot of people, I think getting over the hump of starting to begin with is the biggest issue. Here's the thing, and I've said it a million times on here before, but it's the fear of judgment for so many people. You don't want to put out an idea because you're afraid of how it's going to be perceived to the people you know, the public, whatever. And then it stops you from doing that thing altogether. And then you disguise this idea, that you disguise this, lack of doing anything as waiting for the perfect time, right? Here's the thing. There is no perfect moment. This is just fear of judgment masked as something else. And the reason I say it, the reason I feel so confidently about that statement I just said, is because I've been through it. I'm actively going through it. I've put out stuff that I was afraid people would judge. I'm currently putting out stuff that I'm afraid of being judged for. I have stuff that I'm preventing putting out because I'm afraid of judgment. And that's okay. People need to get past this stigma of thinking it's not okay to talk about the fear of judgment. I feel like it's the thing that holds everybody back from everything. The only thing, really. And somewhere growing up, we had this mentality that not giving a fuck or just like not caring was the way to go. And yes, well, it is the way to go. But the idea of not caring isn't actually not caring. It's just you saying you don't care so that people think you don't care. But you don't actually not care. You do care what people think. And getting over that organically, getting over that without pretending like you don't care is the way to do it, in my opinion, because you're truly chipping away and you're truly starting to, open the curtain of what you care about and what you fear and what eats you up internally, and opening up about that, that fear of judgment or other things is character development in itself. And you develop as a person, you grow as a person by actually acknowledging your fears and then conquering them. Where your fear is, there your task is. I've talked about it before. It's one of my favorite quote that's inspired me to do so much and will inspire me in the future to do so much more. Because we always have fears, right? And however you want to call them, right? I'm not talking about like the spider or the monster under your bed. I'm talking about real fear of doing things in life that scare you. And that's where I think the goods are separated from the greats. They've conquered their fear. The number one being, in my opinion, the fear of judgment. So how do you become great? How do you achieve greatness? Number one, conquer this fear. And how do you conquer this fear? Let me try to paint a picture for you to give you a good idea of how I think of this. Let's say you're climbing a staircase and everybody else is climbing a staircase. This is humanity climbing the staircase of life, let's say. And it only ends when somebody passes away. And as you climb the staircase higher and higher, you start to notice there's different routes and different staircases, simply. And some are less risky than others, and some are, unusual for people to go down, and some are common. Everybody, majority of humanity goes down the staircase. That's common to go down. But you are different. You are special. So you go up a different staircase. Now, as you go up this separate staircase, the other people on other staircases are looking at you and they're like, what is this person doing? What is this person doing? Why are they going up that separate staircase? And they're starting to judge you. But eventually, this staircase takes you further along and you go higher and higher and higher than the people on those other staircases ever could and ever will. And it gets to the point where you don't even hear their judgments and you don't even see them. They're way behind you. And yeah, it took you a lot of time and it took you maybe more effort. Maybe there was more stairs to climb, or, it was a steeper staircase. But once you get up past that point, now you're higher than everyone's ever been. Now you've done something that nobody's ever done, and all the judgments are behind you. That's what greatness looks like. It looks like taking a route that nobody's ever taken, feeling the critic at first, feeling the judgments at first, accepting it, pushing through it, and then getting to a point where those judgments don't even bother you because you're doing something that's so unheard of that it's inconceivable to these people. And you don't even conceive of their judgments because you're doing your own thing and you're loving it, and you've achieved something of such greatness that you don't care what a single other person has to think. The point is understanding that climbing for long enough will help you get past this judgment. So you need to just take it on the chin at first. You really just need to get hit with this judgment, accept that that's how it's going to be, and keep moving. Because there's no other way towards your goal than through. So past that, right? Once you get past the fear of judgment and understanding that, what's next, right? Obviously, consistency. And I've said it plenty of times as well. Consistency, is, as cliche as it sounds, is the key, right? A lot of people say talent. I think talent is part of it for sure. And I believe everybody has a talent individually. Finding that is interesting on its own. But I think there's a third thing that goes into it. And I think it's sort of a magic, right? It's something unseen. It's something unusual. And that's like a combination of desire, what you want to do, delusion, thinking that you can reach the top of that staircase when, you know, everybody else thinks otherwise. And then like a spark of just uniqueness that nobody else has. What this spark is, where this spark comes from, I think, is just being different, right? You're not like other people around you growing up. You possess a different set, like a different mindset and a different way of doing things than most people. You're smart, but not in the way of a 4.0 GPA or a great college. But you understand. It's almost inexplicable to put into words. And honestly, if I tried to, I think it would take a whole nother video. But if you know, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. It's just this sense of difference within you, that the linear path that you were set on is not the one that you want to take. And that every second taking that path and doing something within that is hell for you. It sucks. So stepping outside of your comfort zone, as uncomfortable as it might be, almost feels more natural, almost feels better. So find these things within you because they exist in everybody. And the people who find them and the people who commit to them and get past the fear of judgment, climb past it, are the people who inevitably find success as long as they stay consistent. Thank you for watching.